Good afternoon. It's November 1st here at UTPB. I'm sitting here with Rooster, McConaughey, and Butch. Brand new hats from UTPB. We're happy to have you join our Falcon Nation. Thanks for joining us today.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned one of the biggest parts of starting a business with someone or investing in a business is getting to know them and understanding their character. What are kind of like a few attributes that you look for when you're getting to know someone?
Well, I think, honesty is one of the biggest ones. We're not going to invest in anybody unless we believe they've got pretty much honor with them. And then knowing that they're committed to what they're doing, that they're going to, if the deal does take off, we want to be sure that, they're going to stick with it. Because, we're not here to take over companies. We're here to get with people that we think can manage the company, as Butch has always said. If you can put all the money you want to, if you got bad management, it's not going to work. And somebody that that's willing to go with their new idea and stick with it and be honest about it. And they got to be in there. They got to have a little sense. They need to be smart enough to do things. Honesty, integrity mainly, and the fact that they've got the drive to stick with it if it does take off.
That's great. Anything to add?
Mainly what Rooster and I look for in a young entrepreneur are things that we saw in ourselves when we were their age. That's the main thing. We're looking for people that are like-minded, want the same things out of their work efforts that we did.
On that note, you mentioned that getting rich was never a priority for you. Where did you get that honorable trait?
To tell you the truth, because I don't think it was so much of a trait. I just never thought I would be rich. And it wasn't something that I ever thought I could do. I wasn't educated. I knew that I'd never have a job that would require a high education because I didn't have it. I was just contented to be able to do any kind of a job and make an honest living and do a good job at whatever I did. And I think that because of that, may have been the reason why I did wind up reaping the benefits that I have, is because I wasn't fixated on money. I was just trying to do a good job at what I did.
That's wonderful. Now, I've heard you both mention several times that you're such good buddies. You can count on each other for no matter what. You're not looking over your shoulders. Can you tell me what was the point when you realized that you two are a great pair? What was that point in life where you're like, hey, this is my buddy, this is my right hand?
We went through, we were pals for a long time, and I think probably, 25, 30 years ago, whatever it was, we were going through a boom, and everything was so busy, and things were going, and it was just miserable. It was almost miserable. When I'd have a bad day, and I would go see him, and I'd have the beer house down because I knew he was having a hell of a lot worse day than I was. And so I always went to see him. So he'd just get in the car, pal. And I guess we just started really got close through all of it. So just a lot of things we went through and how we'd console each other and stuff, and how we felt the same. We just learned it. We felt the same way about so many things that one day it was just an attraction.
Tell the truth. The truth is, my world was so much more screwed up than his was that no matter how bad a day he had, he could come over and hang around me and say, God dang, I'm glad I'm not him. I'm glad I'm not you. I'm just glad I'm me.
Yeah, I had a limp and he was missing the whole leg.
Wow. Okay. Now, my last question is: y'all mentioned you should always surround yourself with good people. Success depends on who you surround yourself with. What criteria would you suggest for everybody else to base that on? Like, you say surround yourself with good people. What makes a good person to surround yourself with?
Well, if you're trying to be as good a person as you can be, you've heard that old saying, birds of a feather stick together, is that right? Flock together. Well, if you'll think about that has a lot of truth to it. You hang around if you try to be a good person yourself, most likely you're going to resonate with like-minded people. But if you got it in your mind that you're going to take advantage of people and be a crook or whatever, I mean, you're probably going to be surrounded by the same type of people. I think it goes, that's just pretty a natural thing. Just try to do, again, stay the course at your job. Be committed, be honest, try to do the right thing, as Rooster said. And you'll look around one day after you've invested that time, and you'll look around you, and those are the kind of people going to be around you most likely.
Yourself? Same thing? Ditto?
I totally agree with that. And because if you are doing the right thing, that's who, like just like where you go, the places I mean, if you go to, not always, but a lot of times people that, you may want to go to church to find things, like, or you may want to there's other places you can go, I mean, it's just who you hang around with. And they'll find you. I mean, if you're a good person, it's what happened to me. I was honest. People reached out to help me. Knowing people want to be around people that aren't greedy, that are just doing things because that's what they do. And you will draw people, and a lot of times, and people have track records too. I mean, you can get in with the right person that their track record, and you pretty much will get where and dishonest people are going to try to take advantage of you, because usually we're kind of easy. People doing the right thing are sometimes a little easy. They're easy to take advantage of, and that's still going to happen to you. They're going to have people that aren't straightforward or dishonest are going to break through they're going to get to you. So just live with it. That's the way it is. But you'll basically end up, it'll come to you. The right people will just come to you if you're doing the right thing.
Well, thank you very much, Butch and Rooster. It's been a pleasure to have you. Do the right thing, and the right thing will come to you. Can I get a little Falcon spirit from you guys? Here it is, the Falcon. Pinky up. There you go, Falcons up.
Go Falcons.